So obviously you missed the other key component, which is intermittent fasting. It's necessary because of this very important information that a lot of people don't understand because this is very, very, very important. In addition to the carbohydrate increasing insulin, eating in general will increase insulin. So that little snack that you had, eating between meals, is very, very, very bad. So to make this successful, you must not only lower your carbs, you must eat less frequently. This is called intermittent fasting. You want to do them together. If you do that, you'll get into fat burning. And between the meals and at night, you will be burning fat fuel. There's one more thing that you need to know, and this is another really, really important piece of information. When you start adapting into this fat burning or ketones, it takes about 2 days. Well, if you eat a tiny amount of carbohydrate calories, guess what can happen? That piece of bread or half a glass of wine can literally pause this whole program and stop fat burning for 2 days, especially if you're doing mostly good, but you just have a little bit of certain things too frequent, like every other day. And so the second most important thing you need to know is consistency. If you do this consistently, your body is going to get in this very interesting state called the fat adapted state, where your body is very, very efficiently now a fat burning machine. This is very important because if you get into this state, which by the way does take some time, it can take up to a month to get into this state. It's going to correct something called insulin resistance, which most people have, and it is the real root cause behind stubborn weight, especially in your midsection. Correcting insulin resistance is going to be huge because now things are going to get easier and easier. So then when we add the exercise, which is the next point, it's finally going to be something that really works for you. As a side note, since we're talking about insulin resistance, there's a couple other things that you can do. Very simply, just add 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to your water and drink that 2 or even 3 times a day. Put 1 tablespoon and then drink that with a straw. Apple cider vinegar greatly improves this insulin resistance. That one little tiny change can actually create a big effect on not just your weight, but if you have any liver fat, it can help reduce fat off your liver. It can help balance your blood sugars. Number 3, let's talk about the exercise. And this is based on this study, which I'm going to put down below. But it's not really just one study. It's just a kind of like a review of 54 different studies on this one topic, which we're going to call walking. Walking actually can help you burn more fat off your midsection than doing this higher intense exercise. But I need to explain the details of this. I'm not saying not to do high intense exercise, but you're going to get more benefit out of doing walking than the higher intensity type exercise. Even though I do recommend doing high intensity interval training, okay, with the walking, but the high intensity interval training tends to improve certain hormones. It tends to spike growth hormone, testosterone. It's essential for growing muscle. But as far as fat burning, you're going to be more successful from the walking. Now, when you walk, the first 30 minutes, you're going to burn up kind of the stored sugar in your body. That's called glycogen. And then after 30 minutes, you are going to be burning pure fat. So obviously, we want you to walk at least an hour, maybe even more than that, up to 2 hours per day. Typically, walking only really burns like 200 to 300 calories per hour. And that doesn't seem like a lot. But when you are walking, you are reducing cortisol, which is stress. You're clearing out cortisol and adrenaline, which is a huge barrier to losing weight. Walking greatly, significantly improves insulin resistance. And I highly recommend that you get a pedometer to measure how many steps that you walk in a day, because you want to increase those steps to around 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day.